What's up, guys? It's your boy DS, and today we're going to be talking about Venomess, going over everything in her kit so that you guys can basically choose whether you want to use her or not when early access releases. Now, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into Venomess. The Venomess is a deadly spy from the maze, and her poisons have changed the course of history. But the gloom has swallowed both the maze and the Empire, and her secret war is over. Ven's a survivor, and for now, the Seekers are the only game in town. Now, looking at Venomess's difficulty, you'll see it's 2.5 hexagons. Now, that puts her just above Silo as far as difficulty, so she's decently difficult to understand and learn and master, but she isn't going to be that hard. Obviously, Senja having 3.5 hexagons, and then you have Nis with 4. They are going to be a lot more difficult to understand and learn as the game progresses and plays. Venomess loves to play with her prey, and she can switch between ranged and melee combat with ease. Her chemicals can poison her enemies and strengthen her allies, and her thrusters give her tremendous mobility. Looking at her stats, you'll notice it says that she can switch between melee and ranged combat, but right here her range is a 10, so even though she's switching between melee and range, her range is actually the highest out of all of the characters or classes so far in the game. She has maximum range, meaning she can play from very far away. Her offense isn't that great though, only being a 7, so it's pretty good, but you know, obviously Kairos with like a 10 and then this with like an 8 or 9, they will obviously have a little better offense. Now, she is decently defensive with a 4, but her support is very high with a 9, and we're going to get into that as you guys see how she interacts with her team. Looking at her first ability, Transfusion, shoot a volley of poison needles that lock onto nearby enemies, dealing damage. Hitting an enemy with a needle causes a healing projectile to seek a nearby Wayfinder. These projectiles heal over time based on the number of stacks of venom on the source enemy. As you guys see, she will be, shooting out the ability, and then there will be the little green orb that flies to an ally. Obviously, with Senja being closer, it flew to Senja instead of Venomess. But that is pretty much how it works, and obviously it will do more if there's more stacks of venom on the enemy. Looking at the next ability, Vampiric Blast, launch a bomb that absorbs up to 5 nearby poison clouds. After a brief delay, the bomb explodes, dealing damage to enemies and healing allies based on the number of poison clouds absorbed. As you guys see, she'll put it down. After a little bit, it will explode, and then after that, it will heal allies based on the poison clouds that have been absorbed. Looking at her third ability, Venom Thrusters, dash in a direction, leaving a trail of poison clouds behind you. Poison clouds damage and apply stacks of venom to enemies. Now, as you guys see, this will work really well in tandem with her second ability, allowing this grenade to basically suck up the poison clouds, and then whenever it explodes, it will deal damage and heal based off of the amount of poison clouds. Not to mention, this will apply stacks of venom to enemies, which is going to be really nice with her first ability, which is basically going to allow her to do more damage and heal based off of the venom stacks as well. So a lot of her kit works really well in tandem with itself, but on top of that, as you guys have noticed already, she does a lot of background healing to the team or herself, along with dishing out poison damage and different things like that. Moving on to her ultimate ability, Deep Breath. Fire a massive explosion that damages and applies 5 stacks of empowered venom to enemies. Empowered venom deals damage over time and counts as additional stacks of venom for the Master of Venoms and Transfusion abilities. So her ultimate is basically a really big bomb that she puts down, blows up, puts these extra stacks of venoms on the enemies, and this will also interact with her first and second abilities, basically allowing her to get more stacks, do more healing, and do more damage. So overall, like I said, her kit really works in tandem with itself, which is really nice. But on top of that, she is a very supportive character. Now obviously she's a little bit more of an aggressive support, whereas Wingrave is more so defensive. He's trying to buff the team, give them shields, give them healing. More so with her passive healing, she wants to be attacking the enemies non-stop so that she can get those healing stacks off to the team. But the primary focus of what she's doing is dot damage over time, and getting all of those poisons and things off on the enemies. Looking at her passive ability, Master of Venoms, Weapon hits apply venom, dealing damage over time and stacking up to 5 times. Weapon hits against enemies with 5 stacks of venom create a poison cloud that deals damage and applies stacks of venom. A poison cloud can only be created by this effect once every 5 seconds. So, Master of Venoms, her passive, also works really well with her kit. It works really well with her passive, her first ability, second ability, third. All of them all work so just in tandem with each other. They keep stacking on top of each other and just making her a really good character to use. Now, obviously, you're going to have to learn exactly how all of her abilities work specifically and be able to understand what abilities you should use with what, right? You don't want to throw out her grenade if it's not going to be absorbing any poison clouds. You don't want to be using her first ability if you don't have any venom stacks on the enemies and different things like that. So once you learn this character and really get into the character, then she's going to be a very big problem for a lot of these enemies in the game. Looking at her signature weapon, Nightshade, the Venomess designed many weapons for the maze, but Nightshade she made for herself. Its needles are infused with the venom of the Ore Lake Wyvern, ensuring a swift and painful demise. Looking at the weapon ability, Wyvern's Fury reloads the rifle with an empowered clip. During this clip, the weapon is fully automatic and every bullet is infused to apply a stack of poison on hit. Poison deals a small amount of damage over 6 seconds, stacking up to 20 times. So, this weapon literally just works really well and synergizes really well with Venomess's character because it's applying dot damage over time. It is a weapon that you can use at long range, which, like I said, she has the most range in the game. She is going to be a character that's played at long range for a long majority of, you know, what she's doing. Obviously, you do want to switch to melee. You can get the poison clouds down from her thrusters and different things like that. But this having as much range as it does, and it's applying more dot damage over time, is just going to be a really great addition to Venomess as a character for her signature weapon. Looking at the backstory, there you guys go as far as that. I won't be reading the backstory, but if you guys want to read it, you can. I will be linking this website in the description if you guys want to go ahead and look at anything here. But yeah, that is Venomess. Overall, I think that she's a very great first season character. If you guys don't know, the other 5 character or classes are basically starting characters. Venomess is going to be the season 1 character. Now, she does release with early access, but she is going to be the season 1 character. And then in 3 months, we will get another character, and you know, so on and so forth every season after that. Now, how you unlock Venomess is actually in the reward tower, which I'll be making a video over that, so make sure you guys stay tuned. But yeah, Venomess is going to be the season 1 character, so that means she will be coming with the season 1 reward tower. Keep in mind, she's completely free. Even if you don't pay for her or anything like that, you can get her completely free. But depending on how you go about getting her, you can get her a lot faster, or you may have to wait a little bit, or whatever the case may be. But like I said, I will cover all of that in my reward tower video, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. So Venomess, really cool character overall. I personally planned on playing Kairos, but Venomess was easily one of the options I was thinking of, you know, picking up, just because I like how her kit interacts and everything like that. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, comment down below, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. With that being said, I will see you guys next time. Peace.